Welcome to Bike World, welcome to my second home, Italy. So I thought I'd get away from the drag strip and kicking Chris's ass down a dragway and come and enjoy some amazing food and amazing roads. And we're here with Ducati to celebrate 20 years of the Multistrada V4, because for 2024, this is going to be the Multistrada V4s Grand Tour. Welcome to a very exclusive test. Essentially what Ducati have done is taken a few elements of the rally, which I tested, was it early on this year? Beautiful bike, that is a brilliant bike. And then parts of the V4s and a lot of the accessories, and we've got the Grand Tour. Now Ducati have done this in the past many times, to be honest. They just basically get an amazing bike, drive it through the accessories catalogue and throw everything at it, and this has got all the bells and whistles. This is the Multistrada V4s with every accessory you can think of. But it's not just accessories, so they've taken little tricks and little tips that they've learned from the V4 Rally that I absolutely love. So for example, you've got the V4 Rally bars with the less rubber mounting. You've got these little air ducts here that bring in cool air onto the rider, which is what we had on the V4 Rally. We've got the V4 Rally pillion seat. So there's little tweaks that this bike has. So it's not just a 2023 V4s with loads of accessories. It's a little bit different for 2024. This kind of area is restyled, and you've got the new graphics. You've got the more heat shields here, which again is what we had on the Rally. In terms of accessories, so I tried to do everything that this bike has without my notes. Failed miserably. So we've got heated grips, the radar system, the fog lights, the tyre pressure monitor system, the hands-free fuel cap, heated seat for both rider and pillion, black passenger foot pegs. Now that's a necessity. You've got to have black passenger foot pegs. The black swinging arm, and you've got the centre stand. Then on top of that, in terms of rider edge, you've got the 6.5 full colour TFT, the connectivity, the Ducati navigation, the quick shifter up and down, the power modes, the rider modes, the anti-wheelie, the traction control, the adaptive radar, the blind spot detection, the vehicle hold control, the minimum preload, and the easy lift. Wow! More safety aids and gadgets and gizmos than you care to throw a stick at. Yesterday evening we had a really good motorway ride which showed the adaptive radar and the comfort. The screen is still manually adjustable. We've got beautiful backlit switchgear. The whole dash, which is a 6.5-inch dash, turns into a sat-nav once you've got your Bluetooth connectivity. And the adaptive radar is simple, easy to use, and it makes touring effortless. Then today, throw away the kind of navigation, follow a lead rider, head up into the hills. We've tried the urban mode around town, we've tried touring, and we've tried the sports mode. So we just flicked into sport mode. I've added that rider plus luggage because I've got luggage and it's full of kit. Instantly feel the difference between sport and touring. I've turned the wheelie control off as well for obvious reasons. Just because, why wouldn't you? Each mode has a different power delivery. It affects the rider modes in a different way. So obviously urban, you've got slightly less power, more rider aids. Worth pointing out, we're in urban mode. And yes, it is a V4 kind of similar to a superbike engine. But wow, it's soft in urban. I mean, 2000 RPM, second gear, not touching the throttle. And then just give it a whiff of throttle. Look at that. That's smooth. And in sport you have less rider aids and more power. It's pretty obvious really. Within those systems you can also tweak them. At first it looks a little bit intimidating because you've got so much going on, but it's not that. Once you get used to it, I mean modern bikes now are full of this, you know, this is the way it's going to be. But it's all backlit switch gear. It's relatively simple and easy to use. There's not a lot happening on the right hand side, because obviously that's your brake and your throttle. So Ducati have tried to keep everything on the left hand side, which is kind of like your free hand, so to speak. The suspension is semi-active, as in same as the V4s. So when you choose the mode reacts accordingly to how you want to ride. So obviously in urban mode, it's set up quite soft and it's going to make the ride as plush as possible. In touring, it's slightly firm but still soft. And then in sports mode, even though it says medium on the dash, it's a different medium to touring. So sports mode medium is slightly firmer, it reacts a little bit quicker. There's less sitting on the rear when you drive hard on acceleration. And again, you can personalize this and do what you want with it. You can see how bad the road is in places, but it just takes it lovely. Really tight right under this one. Oh, it's awful. See? So we just stopped for a bit of lunch here. We're not too far from Bologna, up in the mountains. I thought I'd give you a little tour of where we are, because it's quite cool. And then we just stopped to this little kind of biker spot. Hopefully the camera will pick it up. It's pretty cool, isn't it? I'm a bit unsure why the surfboard's on the roof. And if I think, I could be mistaken, but that, because it says Queen's University Belfast, must be some McWilliams bodywork, which is a bit damaged and a bit broken, but still, it is pretty cool. Something that I really love, that I have tested before with Ducati, is this little preload button. So I just want to show you the preload. So if I press this button, it takes the preload off, and I can just touch the floor a little bit easier. So as you come up to the traffic lights, you press the preload button for 3 seconds and it takes all the preload off the shock. And what that does, it lowers the back. Now the back lowers depending on how full your panniers are and how much power you've had to eat. But for me, it lowers it probably about 3-4 mil. It just means I can get 2 feet more securely on the ground. And then press it again and we're back to normal. All in all, Ducati really couldn't go wrong. You take a V4s, you take lessons learned from the V4 Rally, you add every accessory possible, you add every safety measure possible, you make it look stunning, and you make it cheaper than a V4s with all these accessories. It's a bit of a no-brainer, really. I think this is going to be a top seller in 2024. Generally speaking, when people are going for high-end adventure bikes, they're going for the premium model, so they want all these gadgets, they want all these gizmos. The little preload is brilliant for shorter riders like me. Like I'm 5'6½", and I'm not flat-footed, but I can safely touch the floor because I'm on the minimum on the preload. The adaptive cruise control is very simple. Flick it into sports mode and it's a completely different bike. 125 newton meters of torque, 170 horsepower. It'll lift the front in the first 2, sometimes 3 gears, and it's a great hoot and a great ride. Little wheelie then. As soon as it kind of came up, you could feel the anti-wheelie kick in. I guess you need that when you've got so much power. Throttle's lovely. Quick shifters, smooth as. Woo. We're going to have to put some more miles on this bike, hopefully when we get it to the UK. We might even drag race it like we have done previously. I'd like to try it with a pillion. I'd like to try it in various conditions because we've just had perfect conditions today. In terms of downsize, the price is $23,500 off the top of my head, or thereabouts. That's an expensive, but Ducatis always are. In terms of heat, it's 31 degrees today, so we're getting quite a lot of heat off the engine, which is not going to be a problem when I'm riding it at home in Yorkshire. But the Diavel and the Rally deactivate the back 2 cylinders below 4,000 RPM, which just makes it run a little bit cooler. And this model doesn't do this. This is exactly the same as the V4s, so you don't have that deactivation. But if you're not riding in 30-degree heat, you should be okay. So we're just rolling up to the Ducati factory, which it stopped raining a while ago. It was raining, so I put waterproofs on, and now it's 29 degrees. So I'm in some weird kind of sweaty awfulness of, yeah, the back cylinders are basically cooking my bollocks alive. Aside from that, love the looks, love the quality. As I say, I think for 2024, this is going to be a new model for Ducati. This is the Grand Tour, and I think this is the one that most people are going to be aiming towards.